you beautiful tea minds. It's a beautiful Sunday out. I'm out here skateboarding with my kids and just enjoying a nice time. Hello everyone, Tyas Sosen for the tea crane. You'll probably be wondering, what is he doing out in the park? Why is he skateboarding with his kids? And what is he showing it on YouTube for? Well, that's gonna become clear in this video. Please like this video, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you do on a sunny afternoon on Sunday. In today's talk, I want to talk a bit about a different topic. Something that does not necessarily relate to tea immediately, but it has to do with it enough. First of all, I just want to talk about skateboarding. It's great. It's good to keep your body in shape. It's good to keep moving, break a sweat, keep some activity going, stay young, stay happy, stay fun, have fun with the kids. These are things that I think everyone does in their life. And it's not because this channel is about tea that I can't talk about the other things that have affected my life and that are also very important to me. I actually think that everything that I do in my life is related to tea, because my lifestyle has been so involved and so impressed by tea that everything that I do in itself is already influenced by what I've come to learn through interacting with tea and through doing tea ceremony. So even skateboarding, even playing out in the park with the kids is something that to me is part of a lifestyle that is influenced by tea. And so very often on these social media channels, on Instagram especially, on YouTube you'll see it as well, you see single-oriented content. You'll see people making content about just one thing, and it doesn't show the full picture. I feel from what I've been doing the past years as well, I've been putting myself in kimono and I've been showing what I've been doing in relation to tea and tea ceremony. But when people talk to me, it's, oh, it's the tea guy. Yeah, that's great that you know me as the tea guy, but isn't it so much nicer to have this personal touch so that I can also talk about the things that really also matter in my life? And maybe me wearing kimono is maybe 20% of the time. So as I said, for me basically living life is tea itself. And over the past 14 years I've learned so many things through tea. I've interacted with so many traditional aspects of Japanese culture, of tea culture, and basically what I've come to see is that everything that I now do in my life is kind of influenced or inspired by tea ceremony, by tea, by the connection to nature, by all the things that I'm actually talking about and I'm reflecting through the tea that I select and through the kind of tea ceremony that I do. You can approach tea ceremony in many different ways. You can approach it from a scholarly perspective, where you use tea ceremony as a gateway into learning more about history, culture. You can also use tea ceremony from a collector's perspective, where you look for special utensils and grow your collection and show off the collection that you have. In the past, people also did this just to amass wealth and to show how powerful they were. So that's one way that you can use tea ceremony. Tea ceremony has many uses. And for me, one of the uses is really to access its spiritual side. As everyone knows, I think you know that there's the connection between Zen and tea ceremony. That tea ceremony is very Zen inspired. For me, that connection to this spiritual angle, this more practice of mindfulness angle of tea ceremony is what inspires me most. When I'm in a tea ceremony setting and I'm executing a service of tea, I'm absolutely focused in the moment. There's nothing else that's going on. And that type of mindset, when you're doing something as important as serving a bowl of tea, which is at the center of the tea ceremony, then there's no other way than that it has to seep through in every other aspect of life. And so even if I'm skateboarding, even if I'm walking out, if I'm playing with my kids, if I'm doing some other work, I try to be absolutely centered and mindful of what I'm doing. And that, you can say that's just Zen, but that's just as much tea ceremony as it is Zen to me. And it's through tea ceremony really that I've come to appreciate this aspect much more. If I want to put it really short, to me really tea is a mindful approach to being alive, to being alive itself. And how does that reflect in the many aspects of life? Well, really, things like skateboarding, things like making this video. For tea ceremony, you require utensils, you require tools. And what we do in tea ceremonies, we look for tools that have been passed on since generations, tools that are valuable, that we care for. Each time after use, you put it in some cloth wrapping, put it in a safe box, and then put that box again in another cardboard box to make sure that that utensil does not get damaged and is in the best shape to use when you want to use it. You choose utensils that are old, that are valuable. They might cost a little bit more, but you spend a bit more on a utensil that will fulfill its purpose and will do that for eternity. This is a very important thing that I have come to learn from tea ceremony, because we live in such a consumer-oriented, wasteful culture that we rather spend $1 on a t-shirt and throw it away tomorrow and buy another one than to say we spend $10 on a t-shirt that we can wear for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. To me, that's just unimaginable. How have we become so wasteful? So through tea ceremony, I have learned that I'd rather spend a bit more on something that is going to fulfill its purpose, make my life so much happier, and is gonna last for a lifetime. Because if you make the calculation, if you buy something now, if you spend $1, $2 on it, but you have to replace it every week, it's not only the cost of having to spend that dollar every week, it's also the cost of having to throw that away, of recycling that and doing all that. So in the long run, it's much more beneficial if you just buy one thing and use it for a long period of time and have a lot of pleasure from it. I really think it's something that we have lost the connection with, that we've just become so used to the fact that everything is disposable and replaceable. Whereas I always try to look for things that I can use for a long time. When I buy a tripod, I do research on which tripod I should buy. I just don't buy one and then replace it with another one because it was not kind of the thing that I wanted. No, I try to look for something that I can use for years. And that is something that I've learned through tea ceremony, through just having good implements, learning how to care for those implements, and just wanting the same for my life, to have the peace of mind and the knowledge that I have things that are functional and that will stay with me for a long time. So really what I want you to do is to maybe re-establish this connection. I'd like to challenge you to look for something in your house and see if there's anything that you're maybe using since you were born, that you're maybe using for a very long time now, or maybe something that you've inherited from your grandmother and that you are now using as the next generation. So look for something that has been with you for a long time, that you're using on a daily basis, and that you'll probably be using for the rest of your lifetime as well. Could be a cooking pot, could be a shelf of some kind. Just have a look at it and feel what it does to you, to remind yourself that this is something that is so valuable and that has not only made your life but the life of others also so much more valuable. Have a look around, see if you find anything, and let us know in the comments what that one item is that is so precious to you and that you've now regained that connection with. So if you like what I shared with you just now, like this video, click the subscribe button, and don't forget to also click the bell so that you get updates and notifications on new video releases. I hope to catch you again in another video. Stay sporty, stay fit. I'm going to do some more skateboarding.